Hello, everybody. So today's case is one from a while ago. Like some decades have passed. It is an older case, not super old. It does involve that of a child, and we do have some open questions in this case. There's some shady behavior, and I don't know, it was really interesting. You've probably seen this case go around lately. I've noticed a lot of YouTubers have been doing it. I've, like I say this in a lot of cases, like I've heard the name, have not really heard the story, and I wanted to talk about it. So today we're going to be talking about the case of Celina Mays. All the links that I use for research will be down below, like always, and let's go ahead and get into this. So Celina Jeanette Mays was born May 28th, 1984, and she has been missing since she was 12 years old, and she was pregnant when she went missing. Celina lived with her dad, CJ, her stepmom, and several other relatives at the time of her disappearance in 1996. CJ was employed as an accountant and bookkeeper for the Gospel of Christ Ministries based in Mount Holly, New Jersey. His sister, Sarita, was the pastor of the church, and says Celina was raised as a member. She was homeschooled and was raised with strict religious beliefs from the organization. CJ maintains that Celina did not leave her home because of problems with her religion. And so, what's the story? Let's get into the story. Celina was 12 years old and pregnant, and some articles says that she was heavily pregnant and just weeks away from giving birth, just like a couple weeks away from giving birth, when she went missing without a trace from her home in Willingsboro, New Jersey. She was last seen on December 16th, 1996. The night before she vanished, she went to church, had ice cream with her family, and then went to bed around 11 p.m. She kissed her family goodnight, and that's the last time she was seen. The next morning, her 4-year-old stepsister went to wake her up, but found only pillows and sheets. The bed was set as if to make it seem like she was still sleeping. All of her personal belongings were left behind. Her dad says she went missing in the middle of the night, and that is strange. Celina was very accepting of her pregnancy. Like, it wasn't something she was trying to hide from, not something she was ashamed of. And so it was weird for her to go missing when she was only a couple weeks away from giving birth. It should be concerning. Like, one, she's a child. Two, she's very pregnant. Where could she have gone? But we're going to switch gears really quick and just talk about the Gospel of Christ Ministries for a second. So, the Gospel of Christ Ministries had numerous complaints from former members in the late 1990s who claimed that the church was utilizing brainwashing techniques on its congregation. It's not known if the allegations are connected to Celina's case, but Sarita has accused disgruntled ex-members of the church of holding or hiding Celina. CJ believes the disappearance was planned, mostly because he threatened to have paternity tests performed to learn the identity of the unborn child's father. Police have said CJ was uncooperative in his daughter's case, and they have lost touch with him in the years since. Celina had allegedly mentioned the father was 16 years old and not a member of the church. CJ did pass away in 2019. Another of her relatives believe or somewhat support CJ's theory, telling the press that he believed she was murdered by the baby's dad in order to prevent his identity from being revealed, or possibly she died as a result of a failed abortion. The baby's dad, if ever identified, could be charged with rape due to Celina's age at the time she became pregnant. Authorities have said they have no information concerning the father of the baby. It's also speculated that the dad could be one of her cousins, because one of the cousins was interviewed several times but denied any knowledge on her whereabouts. And just going back to, like, it could have been like a failed abortion, it's kind of weird that the father is saying that she was very accepting of her pregnancy, and then this could have been like an abortion. So very two jarring statements, in my opinion. But moving on, Celina's aunt believes the dad was someone she met while roller skating in Camden County, New Jersey. Celina's mom, Lynn Marie Vitale, died in 1994. Lynn and CJ never married and had a tumultuous relationship with some incidents of domestic violence. After Lynn's death, Lynn's family and CJ fought over a bitter custody battle over Celina, and CJ would receive custody. Both sides of the family have accused the other of hiding Celina, and several of her maternal relatives believe foul play was involved, but there hasn't been evidence to support those theories. Police say that they've received more than 250 leads. In 1997, a promising lead was called in. The owner of a local restaurant in Howell believed he saw Celina dining with friends and she was not pregnant. Eventually, it was determined that it was not Celina that restaurant owner saw. It's believed she could still be alive today and connected to her faith today, and unaware that police are even looking for her. It's also possible she could be using another name. So there is now a closed down site for the church that the family was in, the Gospel Christ Ministries or whatever. But basically, on that now defunct website, it urges members to not cooperate with the police, which is kind of weird. You know, your niece, because you are the pastor of this church, your niece is missing, and you are urging church members that could know anything to not cooperate with them. That just red flags everywhere. So Celina has family members on her mom's side living in Michigan and Florida. Her mom left her a large life insurance policy, which she is now eligible to collect since she turned 18. And her case is being called a missing persons case, not a homicide. And it is still unsolved. So I have a description of Celina. She is biracial, white and black. She's female. Black hair, brown eyes, eyebrows that grow together. Some agencies call her Hispanic. Her hair was very wavy and long at the time she disappeared. Some agencies spell her middle name as Janet, as Janet, and not Jeanette. She was also 5 foot, 120 pounds, and possibly wearing a long red coat when she went missing. She would now be 39. Anybody with any information is urged to contact the Willingsboro Police Department at 609-877-2253. Again, the phone number for Willingsboro Police Department is 609-877-2253. So let's get into what we think. I'm going to tell you that red flags were going off in my head concerning the church and her father's side of the family. Now, this is in my opinion. I am not saying that they did anything. This is alleged in my opinion, so that I don't get sued out the ass or anything, because we don't have any evidence that anything did happen. We have no evidence of really anything. In my opinion, my unprofessional opinion, what I think happened, while Celina might have been unashamed of her pregnancy, while she might have been okay with it, I don't think her family was. Specifically, her father, CJ. Him threatening to have a paternity test done, it sounds kind of bad. And because she doesn't want to say who the boy is, maybe she thought she would get in trouble, he would do something perhaps. It kind of sounds kind of weird that he was threatening this paternity test. Like, he has to know who the father is. While it's concerning to know that your 12-year-old child is pregnant, because that 12-year-old should not be pregnant, that child shouldn't even be having sex. Okay, that is way too fucking young. And it's concerning. It just feels kind of weird how he, was like, she wasn't ashamed of her pregnancy, but like, what if it was a failed abortion? It was the baby's dad that did it. You don't even know this baby's dad, okay? You have no idea who it could be. It could be just a random stranger that she met while roller skating. And you're just accusing this person who might not even know, honestly. It might not even be someone that she kept in contact with. And you're just accusing this person, like, I think it was the baby's dad. And then just not cooperating in the case. Like, your daughter is 12 years old, pregnant, like weeks away from giving birth to your grandchild, and you were not cooperating. I don't know if this was any other parent, they would be like, find my child. I don't even care about the paternity right now. I just want to know that my child is alive. Um, and just being so uncooperative. And the church itself sounds suspicious. Um, just whenever church members, ex-church members come out and say like this church is doing bad things, I'm inclined to believe them. Because I've had my own bad run-ins with churches. And I'm not saying that this is all churches by any means. I'm not saying that religious people are bad. I'm just saying that there are some out there that are more like a cult than a church. And if these claims are right and that they're brainwashing and just doing bad things, I don't think it would be shocking to know that the church could also hide a child, have done something to a child if they're willing to, do certain techniques. Um, Also, just the church on their website publicly being saying, like, don't cooperate with the police. Um, I'm pretty sure not cooperating with the police is illegal, if I'm not mistaken. And just like, it just isn't like obstruction of justice or something. Um, it just feels kind of weird that you're like, this is a member of our church, beloved, my niece, um, and you're just being like, hey, like, don't cooperate with the police. And I'm not saying like Sarita is the one that put that on the website, but because she's the pastor, it kind of feels like she probably knows it's there and probably had a hand in it. Allegedly, my opinion. It just feels weird. Like there's just red flags all over the place. And then the thing that it could be, the father could be a cousin. Um, the family could have done something because they didn't want people knowing that it was the cousin. Not saying that it was the cousin. I'm just saying that it's weird that that was also a theory. Um, but ultimately, I think the church and or the family had something to do with it on the father's side. 100%. There's just so many red flags. That is what I think. Now, it could definitely be the dad. Like, the dad could have found out, could have freaked out, could have been like, oh, I could really get in trouble for this. And they could have done something. But I don't know. I think there's more red flags lying with the family. And that's just my opinion, my humble, unprofessional opinion. But yeah, that is all I have for you guys today. What do you guys think happened to Celina? Do you guys think, we didn't even touch on this in our little talk, could she still be out there? Because that is a theory, is that she's not even dead. It could be that she did run away. It could be that she changed her name, could still be practicing her faith, and she just doesn't realize she's being looked for. I mean, that is definitely a possibility, considering that, she made her bed to look like she was still sleeping. I definitely think that maybe she did plan to sneak out or something. Maybe she got caught and something went awry with the family then. Or maybe she did sneak out and met with the baby's father and he did something. I mean, or she could have snuck out and just is living a normal life now. Like, that's always a possibility. I just don't know how she wouldn't realize that people were looking for her. Um, but she also has like that large life insurance policy that she can collect now. She can come back, get that, and just be like, hey, this is what happened. You're an adult now. You don't have to be with your family anymore. Uh, but her not doing that kind of also makes me feel like something bad happened. But there are so many possibilities of what could have happened. But most of me believes that it's the family that had a hand in it. Again, in my unprofessional opinion, that is what I think happened. I'm not telling you to think that. But let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think like this church, at her paternal side of the family, like they're capable of doing this to her? Do you think that she just wanted a new life? Do you think it could have been the boyfriend? What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Like always, thank you so much for listening to Celina's story, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye, guys.